Welcome back, everybody, to the Creating Character Podcast. This is episode 9. We're rocking and rolling. This is a podcast where myself, James Willems, who is a former podcaster, I guess current podcaster turned wrestler later in life and is experiencing that huge change, teams up with Scorpio Sky.
Don't call it a comeback.
Oh, yeah. Who is known for not only being an incredible wrestler, but also doing weird stuff at the intro of this podcast every single week. You can never predict it.
That wasn't weird this time.
It wasn't that weird.
It was topical.
Sky, how are you doing?
Man, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah?
Actually, yeah. I'm in a good place this week.
Why?
I'm in a good place every week. Actually.
Why? Well, first of all, I also want to shout out producer Eric.
Yes.
Producer Eric.
Guys, I'm chomping at the bit
Yeah.
for this one.
You want us to jump right into it.
Oh my God. It's all anybody's been talking about. I've had so many people hit me up about it. Hotness. I'm ready.
All right.
Get into it.
Sky, how are you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling really good, honestly. This is our first recording since I returned to AEW on Collision 100. So obviously, I'm still buzzing from it. You know, it was just last week at the time of our recording. And man, it was honestly, I think I consider that one of my career highlights. We're going to get more into it, obviously, but it was a really, really special night. I was hoping it would go well, and it actually went so much better than I even thought it would.
Yeah, I would love to dig into it because I'm so curious. But I also think one of the main takeaways that I hope we have from this episode is what you just mentioned, that you think this might be one of your career highlights, which after your career, which is how long have you been wrestling now?
Too long. No, I'm
so a long enough time that you can still be making these milestones in your career is kind of a testament to, I think, your work ethic and striving for the things you're striving for. And it's also essentially why we're talking about it on this podcast, right?
Yeah. I'm a big fan of moments. I think wrestling is all about moments. I think great matches are cool and things of that nature. But what really, really captures what professional wrestling is just moments where you touch the audience, they feel something, and it resonates. And I think that night was a moment. And that's so cool to be a part of.
Yeah, I mean, based on the crowd reaction, there's a promo. For anyone who hasn't seen this, go watch the clip of Sky's re-debut, I guess we could call it, your return. Don't call it a comeback. But you should watch this clip because there's a promo. There's a pre-tape kind of montage of you training, working hard, busting your butt, working with some new teammates that we maybe haven't seen you team up with before. And you can barely hear it over the crowd that is cheering for you over the footage, right? Which is such an amazing thing. I love when this happens in any sport, but wrestling especially, where they let the audience react in real time to what they're seeing on a big screen, and we get to see it at home. How did that feel?
Man, there were so many things going through my mind backstage before walking out there. And it was like I was excited but nervous, and I wasn't really sure what type of I knew I'd get a good reaction. You know what I mean? This is Ontario, California. I was born in Pomona, California, 15 minutes away. Those were my fans there. A lot of the fans that were in the audience were also in the audience when I was 18 or 19 years old. So they watched me grow up in wrestling. They watched me as a teenager and turn into a man. So I knew it was going to be good, but then, you know, the video kicks in and the moment they show me on the screen, the whole crowd like gasps and like reacts to it. And I was like, okay, that's when it clicked. And it was like, okay, this is going to work. Yeah. Like you never know things are going to work for sure. You know, Frankie and I used to always joke about it. Like, oh no, I'm always dreading that day where we're going to go like, I got 3 letters that we want you to say. If you say it with me, it'll, you know, make my day. Give me a loud, proud SCU. 1, 2, 3. Crickets.
Yeah.
I mean?
What did he say? What letters?
Yeah. It's like we're always fearing that moment. And so, like I said, when they show me on the screen and the crowd like erupts, that's when I knew. And it was a legitimate surprise. Nobody, obviously, outside of the people that saw me backstage, knew I was coming back. And I didn't tell anyone except people in my very close circle. I really, really wanted it to be a surprise. And there was no leaks. There was nothing about it on the dirt sheets or anything like that. So it was a genuine surprise. And that made it all the better.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, on this podcast, we didn't start the podcast with the express intention of broadcasting your questioning of why am I not on TV, but it came up pretty early on.
Yeah.
And that got press and that got buzz. And so it's interesting to see. I think there's a combination of that too, because when you asked that question, a lot of people started asking that question as well. And the timing felt really good.
Yeah.
You would expect with corporations or bureaucracy that it would be like, okay, well, we'll take this under consideration. And then 6 months, 8 months go by. And then by then people have forgotten what they were so upset that they weren't seeing. So it felt like this happened pretty quickly.
Yeah, everything kind of came together in a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it Tony had an idea, and I think it was a great idea.
Yeah.
And you know, we're gonna roll forward with it. I think one of the things that caught me off guard slightly was, again, I had a feeling the live reaction would be good.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised at how well it was received online. Because sometimes, you know, the internet wrestling community can be very stiff.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll just say stiff. You know, and on the Musk app, well, I'm not on it, but you know, I know sometimes the AEW audience that are on the Musk app, they're not always very happy to see me. And I don't know if it's maybe a lack of trust, because we've had these videos before where it's like, he's coming back, and then maybe I don't come back, which actually I think helped the fact that like we aired it and then I came back immediately after, so there was nothing for you to have to trust. Yeah, you know, it was there. But I did see a few things there and some other places, and it seems the reaction has been overwhelmingly positive, which that actually caught me off guard.
Yeah, you're 100% right. The fact that they didn't air some sort of package of you training, I'm excited to come back, I can't wait to prove myself, and then fade to black, you know, like, and then go to commercial break or whatever. It happened, and then immediately you got to prove to people why you should be back.
Yeah.
And that's a really, really fun story to tell. I want to talk about like the preparation. Obviously, this happened quickly. And this is something maybe people don't realize about professional wrestling, but every moment you have to visualize, right? So you have the match, 55-second match. Sorry, Platinum Max. You know, he's the best wrestler alive. He has the documentation to prove that. But 55-second match, that's a small fraction of your performance. Right? Yeah. Like your performance doesn't even begin before you walk through the curtain. You have to have a certain energy, a return energy, but then the promo, filming that promo and being like, okay, well, I don't know when you filmed that, but we're filming it now, and then I need to maintain that energy all the way through to the end of my match. How do you approach those kinds of things?
Well, I think really I spoke about moments earlier. I think the promo and the entrance was the moment. So it's almost like I could have gone in the ring and done whatever, you know, I mean, as long as I didn't trip and fall and land on my face,
Yeah.
You know, and even then I think they would have gotten over it.
Yeah.
The moment was them getting surprised, a cool video, and then me walking out immediately after. And it was just like, man, that ring walk, it was so weird for me, because like I walk out and I'm kind of just observing. You know what I mean? Like normally I walk out, I'm like posing, that sort of thing. I literally just walked out and I looked around, and I'm just like looking around at the audience. And first of all, everyone on the floor seats, they were all on their feet. Yeah. I think people in the very, very, very high up, I couldn't see them, but like everyone from like the front row through like section 100, they were all on their feet. And I'm just like looking, and people are like going nuts. And I'm just kind of taking it in. And then I start like firing myself up, because it's like I reminded myself, was like, oh, you're performing here.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You're not just watching. Like, you can't just stand here and forever and watch the fans. You might want to, because it's cool. So then that's when I start beating on my chest, because I'm like trying to like snap myself into it and fire myself up. And then I start walking, and then the announcer says, from Los Angeles, California, and the crowd hypes up even more. Yeah. And that like ratcheted things up for me. And then I start jumping around, beating my chest. I was so intense and so like locked in. I was like snarling, and I was almost growling and barking. Like I was so hyped and intense because the moment was just so, I'll tell you, for the last 6 months to a year, the best way I could describe the way I felt was like holding my breath. And it's like, if anyone wants to know how it felt, this is genuinely how it felt. Like, while you're listening to the show, hold your breath for about 60 seconds and then start thinking about how you feel and keep holding it. That's how I felt for like the last 6 months to a year. And to walk out there and finally like exhale, it was just, again, like, that's a career highlight. And in front of like a hometown audience that was just going nuts. I can't even describe. I'm going to be processing it for probably years.
Yeah, absolutely. That's super cool. It on my own personal journey, I think about coming through the curtains in a rock climbing gym to have my matches, and I've talked about it before, but how I do heel shit. So I come out and people boo me, and then I go, "What are we booing?" Like, there's a point where I go, "What's going on? What are we? Oh, me." Like, you forget that you're the subject of it. And so you describing walking out there and hearing all these cheers and knowing it's for you, but also kind of, it feels like you get caught up in the moment. You're like, what are we cheering for?
Yeah.
And, oh, I have a match. I have a match that I have to do.
Yeah. I'm like, it was just crazy, man. And I know you talked about the video. We shot the video in the days leading up to it at a boxing gym in Upland, California. And yeah, I think we had 2 shoot days. One I was just by myself, and then the other one, CD and Top Flight and Layla were there. And we worked with this guy named Jason. I don't remember his last name. I'm not even sure I know his last name, but he's awesome. Really, really good. And he was the guy that shot it and edited everything together. And he was really incredible. And just from the visuals of it, like, it looks so cool and it's gritty, but it has that like California feel. Like, you know, I love the fact that we didn't shoot it like on the road. You know what I mean? Like, I love the fact it was shot in California, and it really just captured exactly what it needed to. And then overall, I'm just really, really happy my comeback took place in Southern California.
Yeah.
It made it all the more special to me. Even if I got the exact same reaction in another city, which I don't think it would have been like that.
The Tokyo Dome.
Yeah. I think
You're like, oh my God, they really wanted Scorpio Sky in the Tokyo Dome.
I think it would have been cool, but it wouldn't have been quite as special because it's like, I mean, this is where I started.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's what I said in the video. Like, this is where I started, you know? And so it makes the most sense to restart back where it all started.
I want to kind of add a side tangent to this, because we obviously do this podcast, and the hope is that people can listen to this and not just be interested in maybe some of the behind the scenes and the psychology of these things that we're doing, but have something they can take away for themselves. And the way I saw it is, in that video, you look incredible.
Thank you.
Incredible shape, right? And the 6 months that you're holding your breath, if you were just holding your breath on the couch playing NBA 2K, which you had every right to do, right? Because you're basically waiting for your opening. If you had just done that, that video wouldn't work.
Yeah.
The fact that you come out and you're training and you look great, you know, whether or not you've been boxing and practicing with, you know, Christopher Daniels 3 times a week, doesn't matter, because they see you jump rope and they go, he's ready to go.
Yeah.
And that's not something they couldn't call you and say, hey, we want to shoot this video in 4 days. And then you go, okay. You know,
I'm glad I wasn't sitting on my butt.
Yeah, it's because you maintained this work ethic, even if you weren't being called upon to use it to its fullest potential. And I do think that's something that anyone can kind of take away from what their aspirations are, whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be working out, but it's like the preparation. This is a stupid metaphor, but you really want to visit Latin America and you're learning Spanish, you know, you're working somewhere and then you're like, oh, I'm going to go to, holy cow, now I'm ready to use these skills to their fullest potential. Like, it's really, I think it's a great example of how doing the work, maintaining the work ethic, maintaining the routine can open up those opportunities. You know, it may not guarantee them, but it means you'll be ready if that opportunity comes.
Well, you know, to that point, over the last few years, actually, I've been trying to really clean up my diet, get in the best shape I can, and I really ratcheted that up around the middle of last year, especially like coming off of a couple of injuries and that sort of thing. So I really wanted to just get myself as healthy as possible. And then over the last couple of months, I was like, man, I think I want to lean out. I want to try to get as ripped as I can. And obviously I didn't look that ripped when I walked out because the cameras and stuff, the lights.
Eric, how'd he look, Eric?
I think I looked big,
Eric,
but not ripped.
Eric, I know Eric is really a stickler for body fat percentage. So let's hear the criticism.
I'm a body guy. That's just kind of like my thing. You looked awesome. I showed friends who are not wrestling fans. I'm like, hey, that podcast, here's Sky, and it's you with the video, and then you walking out, and every reaction is, holy jeez, dude, this guy's jacked.
Hell yeah.
And that's you maintaining it is so important. It's that thing of what James was saying with like the preparation, but it's luck is where preparation meets opportunity. And you were lucky to get back here, right? A lot of guys don't get a chance to get on TV or get on TV again. You're prepared and you were just hungry for an opportunity. It came, you said, let's do it. You looked incredible. You got an awesome reaction. The internet loved it. Like everything lined up. This was incredible. This, like, you called it a career highlight, and you should. This was phenomenal to see. And I'm really, really happy for you that it all came together the way that it did.
I want to get in just a little bit more into your diet and training, but wouldn't it have been great if that promo ran and then you came out and you were about 35 pounds heavier? You came out, new theme song, and everyone's like, what? Is that the guy from the video?
There were definitely days, because I mean, I was working hard. I've been in the gym really, really hard, and I've been loving my workouts. But there were days where it was kind of like, well, what am I really getting ready for? Like, and you almost feel like a joke.
Yeah.
You know, like you feel like Dennis Stamp in Beyond the Ring, you know, the guy, he's jumping on the treadmill in his Speedo, and he's just like, I just jump. I'm going to stay ready. My last match was 10 years ago. I never know when my next match is going. Some days I felt like him. Because, and you know, to be completely honest with you, there was a time where I thought I was probably never going back to AEW. You know, it just felt like things were heading in that direction. But that's not what I wanted. And fortunately, it's not what they wanted. And so, you know, we worked it out, and I'm really happy to be back.
Yeah. And new theme song?
New theme song.
How do you feel? How did that, can you talk a little bit? This is very specific. We're talking very much under the hood of life as a professional wrestler, but I'd love to hear more about that.
Fire in the Sky, as I think what Mikey Ruckus named it. That's a theme that him and I worked on actually a year ago, a little over a year ago. We worked on that song. And I just wanted something a little different. I wanted something that sounded like a traditional old wrestling theme song that, like, I think a lot of songs now are or sound like real songs. And I just wanted that, like, Kurt Angle. Like,
that's what I was thinking.
You know what I mean?
Well, I was thinking The Patriot. I was actually thinking The Patriot, not Kurt Angle, but
like no words, just a theme song. And obviously it's Rocky inspired because I love Rocky. And I think it kind of fits because, like, Rocky, the character, is a guy, he gets knocked down, he gets back up, he gets knocked down again, he gets back up, and he keeps coming at you. And he never takes his eye off the prize. And, you know, to quote Rocky Balboa, it's taking the hit and you keep moving forward. And I think that's my career, you know, especially in recent years.
Yeah.
So I haven't taken my eye off the prize. No matter how many times I've been knocked down, I just keep moving forward. And so it fits perfectly. It motivates me. I've seen really positive reactions to that as well. So, man, I mean, the positive reactions, again, that's what's caught me maybe the most off guard. The fact that it's like 98%. Now, next week, it may all change. They might, I'm sick of him already. But hopefully
it's a good start. It's a great start. I think I know that the IWC has a certain reputation. My passive observation has been it's changed a little bit. I think the reputation became known, and then action was taken to kind of change that to somewhat. I think that the IWC as just an abbreviation started getting used so much in the negative, where it's like, well, the internet wrestling community, like it would always be this thrown off as a thing. And I don't think people wanted to be grouped that way, because I think most people appreciate it and appreciate the work that wrestlers do. And they love to talk about it, and are also willing to sometimes admit that they don't know as much as they claim to, just by nature of hanging out in a forum or on Reddit somewhere. So I'm curious if there was that was part of it too, because I have noticed that from afar, and maybe it's just me.
We're in the flowers and candy mode.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, oh no, flowers and candy.
We don't want to be associated. We don't want that negative association. We do love this thing, and we want to be more. It's feels better to be supportive than it does to be negative, but it might also just be you. Who knows?
Hey, man, I'll take it. Either way, either way, I will take it.
Yeah. Have you gotten a call from Sly yet?
Hey, I heard the song you used for your new entrance team. I think it's pretty good. It sounded a little bit like Rocky. You know, I wrote Rocky.
There's two people that you could expect to never want to come on this show.
Okay.
Sly Stallone and Will Smith.
This show?
On this show, yeah.
I have an update. I have a Will Smith update.
Oh, yes. Let's hear your Will
messaged you
Smith
about
update.
Oh my God. You
go ahead.
talked a lot about the reaction that you got online and everything, and that was super positive. Very, very cool to see that everyone was so supportive of you, like an AEW original coming back and like having this space and everything. That was really cool. What was it? Did you get phone calls, texts from like friends, people you know, people that were like really supportive and excited to see you back on TV? Like, what was the more personal side of that return?
Other than Eric, did you get texts?
I first off, I'll tell you, when I was driving to the building, it was a little awkward. You know, it was almost like driving to a tryout. 'Cause I was like, I haven't been there in so long. I'm just like, I don't know what to expect. But everyone, you know, almost everyone was like so welcoming, from production to makeup. You know, a lot of the wrestlers, you know, almost every wrestler at one point came up to me and shook my hand and said, welcome back, or it's good to see you, or, you know, something like. It was like very, very welcoming, and it helped quite a bit, because I wasn't nervous going into it, but it definitely felt like, man, this is like, you know, I hadn't been there a long time. This is awkward. You know, how does the locker room feel? And, you know, it was good. It was a really good feeling. I felt very comfortable. It was great to see the Young Bucks. I haven't seen them in a long time, because we've been on different shows even when I was there.
Yeah.
So, you know, that always good. And then having CD there, you know, to kind of talk to and bounce ideas off of, like, that's always great. And then as far as like the reaction on the personal level, yeah, I definitely got a lot of texts and some calls, and you know, I still have to get back to them, because the day after the show I actually left town. I went to New Orleans for a couple of days for some family stuff. But yeah, I mean, it felt almost like one of those things where either you debut, or when I won the TNT title, I got a lot of, you know, you have these certain things where you do something and you know it's big, because the amount of people that are reaching out to you.
It breaks through the fog a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And that's kind of where that was another sign of like, okay, this was something important.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
That's super cool. Yeah. That's awesome. Where do you go from here? I mean, obviously, you know, you don't light this fire just to let it burn out. So what are the aspirations? Like, what do you want? What do you still want to do?
I'm going to Texas.
Okay.
At the time of this recording, I'm going in 2 days. So, because this is all in week. So I'm going to be on Starrcast meet and greet on Friday. And obviously there is Dynamite and Collision this week. And then the big show. So we'll see what I end up doing.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's great.
We had this conversation like last week off camera, where it was like, hey, they doing Starrcast? Yeah. Oh, okay. Huh. All right. And now you're just doing Starrcast?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, cool. Wow, that happened really fast.
Yeah.
Hopefully no like Virgil wrestling superstar photos don't pop up of me of just sitting there by myself.
You move the desk closer to the front so the line looks longer. That's what you do.
Yeah, exactly. That would be real embarrassing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you excited to be back in that mix where it is like there's this big show coming up and you're going to be around that whole sort of like circus of it but you just came back. So it's like, what's that spot for you within that circus? Like finding your way. Everyone's busy. Like, is that something you're looking forward to? Is it something you're sort of like, oh, okay, I gotta like be like a little hands off with this? Like, how are you feeling going into this stuff?
God, man, one of the things I missed the most was being on the big shows. I used to love pay-per-views. When AEW first started, I bought a new suit every pay-per-view. That was just like my thing. I just love, growing up a wrestling fan, the pay-per-views were huge, and so I think that's still with me, and the big shows are always important. That being said, I again, like you said, I just got back. So I don't see myself ending up on the big show in any type of way.
Yeah.
But it's possible, anything can happen in wrestling. But I'm not really anticipating it. I'll be ready if I do, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think you've been doing this as long as you have. You've been maintaining we talked about the physical requirements and the needs. So the idea of coming back and be like, I'm back in. Time to kick up my feet. It just doesn't exist in this industry at all. It's like, oh, that's awesome. Now I guess it's time to work.
Yeah. Now, honestly, now the real work kicks in.
Yeah.
Because, anybody can get the like, oh, we're happy to see you again, like after you've been gone for so long. But now it's maintaining that and trying to stay over.
Yeah.
And so that's where the real work comes in. But I think we have a really good thing. CD is an awesome coach, on camera and behind the scenes. And then I think adding the youth of Top Flight and Layla, I think is going to add a whole new dynamic to us, and we can do so many things. We can do trios matches. Those guys can do tag matches. I can do singles matches. Layla can do singles matches. It just gives us so many options, and I think we're going to gel together, and we're going to get better as we go, and it's going to be even better, and the fans can see it as we grow.
Who do you want? Is there someone in the time you've been gone that you've been watching maybe, and you've seen someone and be like,
A lot of people. Honestly, I've wanted to wrestle Christian since he came into the company. And I remember I had heard great things about him because we had mutual friends. And when he came into the company, I want to say it was 2020, 2021, something like that. And the day I met him, one of the first things he said was like, I'm a fan of your work. I told Tony I want to work with you. And I was like, wow. Like, I would love that, because that's a guy that he's going to make me better because he's so smart. And unfortunately, we haven't had that opportunity to do anything, but I think it's kind of perfect now. He's a strong heel character. I'm right still,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, the patriarchy.
Make sure I'm not behind.
So
I'm behind on
and
on some of the.
He's working towards tag title potentially and
perfect.
Stuff like that.
I'm a baby face.
You might have to go through Nick Wayne, just so you know.
All right. I like Nick Wayne.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys. I think there's some really good fresh matchups.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been calling for Ricochet and I to do a match. When I saw Ricochet last week, the first thing I said was, hey, now the fans will know we're not the same person.
Wow. Wow.
I don't know why. For whatever reason, I get called two wrestlers, and that's Ricochet and Jinder Mahal. And
Oh my God. What?
Which is weird, because Ricochet and Jinder Mahal don't look like each
No.
other. And I don't look like either one of them.
I don't think so.
But I think he's kind of gone through that too.
Yeah.
I told him, I don't even know if I want to tell him.
You don't have to, but
I think you should.
All right.
What did you tell him?
Here's a good one. Here's a funny story. This was last year when AEW was doing the residency in Texas, and the Von Erichs were on the show. And they're going to be embarrassed when they see this. But they had their match and everything. And then after we shook hands, like, oh, hey, didn't get a chance to meet you. My name is Sky. And he's like, oh, I know who you are. I'm a big fan of your work. I've seen all your stuff from Japan.
Yeah.
I was like,
Japan?
Yeah.
That must have taken you an hour.
Yeah, all my stuff?
All my stuff. And then I was like, okay. And my immediately thing is like, who does he think I am?
Yeah.
And then his brother comes over and is like, hey, how's it going, Sky? And he doubles down. He's like, so do you miss your time in Japan?
The hotel was nice.
Yeah. So I walk away. I go tell some people the story. And I'm like, who does he think I am? Like, does he think I'm too cold, Scorpio? Or like, Fred
I hope
Rosser?
not.
And so hours go by. It's driving me crazy. I'm like, who does he think I am? And then finally, I'm on my way to the hotel riding with CD, and it hits me. I'm like, he thinks I'm Ricochet.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So I told Ricochet that story. We had a good laugh at it. And he said, so here's the best thing. Ricochet tells me, he's like, oh, they haven't said a word to me.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're like, dude, we loved you in SCU.
I'm like, they think they already met you.
Yeah.
Like, I met him last year.
Yeah. They're like, why is he being he's being so standoffish with us? He hasn't even said hi.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Von Erichs, man.
Here's just a funny observation about Ricochet is that ever since his heel turn, I've been watching his outfits, and I know that I'm not the only one who gets it. And I think he has some merch now that makes it more clear, but he came out for the first time maybe a couple of months ago wearing this giant trench coat with frills all over it. And I went, he's dressed like a character from One Piece, which is an extremely popular anime and manga.
Okay.
I'm like, he's cosplaying as one of the admirals from One Piece.
Love
And
that.
I don't think he ever, I don't know if maybe in an interview or whatever, he said it, he like explicitly said, I'm doing this intentionally. But I was like, I know what you're doing. That's awesome because they're like the biggest dicks in they're like the villains of this, the Lex Luthor of this manga or whatever. But I'm like, is he just doing this for himself? Like, and I guess that's
Probably.
kind of how it works, right? Like you just do these things to entertain yourself
If
and hope
you
people
can
pick up on it.
Pop yourself or the boys, it works.
Well, careful. That's phrasing. You gotta be
Was
careful.
there something wrong with that?
I mean, just think about what you just
Don't
said.
worry about it.
Pop yourself or the boys. Maybe when I watch this back, I'll
Yeah.
I'll be
We'll
like,
clip that.
"Oh."
We'll clip that. That's so awesome. I'm super excited for you, man. And I mean, again, I think, what did you say? Luck is preparation.
Preparation
An
means
opportunity,
man.
yeah.
And you were prepared. You had the opportunity. You came in, hometown show, big pop, crazy style, came in, showed that you're still capable of doing it. Everyone went crazy for it. It was fun as hell.
Yeah.
You did awesome. But at the same time, James, this can't just be about Sky. This
Well-
whole episode can't just be about Sky.
Why not?
I was gonna say the one other thing is not only that's all really cool, but you gave us something to talk about this week on the podcast.
Yes.
More importantly.
but also like I want to pivot a little bit because something did come up earlier and
Yeah,
and
we
so
have to return to
we
it.
gotta
We have to talk about it.
Get back to that and when I mentioned Will Smith,
Yep.
you said you had something.
Yeah, I did. Eric, is this what you were gonna mention as well?
I was teeing you up. I'm like, you said Will Smith.
Yeah, okay. All right. I'll take it. Pass me the ball. So I think it was the previous episode, Will Smith. We had mentioned Will Smith and his new song, Pretty Girls.
Two episodes ago, yeah.
2 episodes
Yep.
ago, which is the chorus is "I like pretty girls" repeated ad nauseum, and there was also a clip going around of him performing it live in London, and there's a crowd, but no one's moving, no one's reacting or whatever. Maybe that's just British people. I'm not making a claim. Since that time, I did a little road trip this past week, and in the car, I said to my wife, "Have you heard Pretty Girls?" And she's like, "Well, I've heard clips of it." I was like, let's listen to it. Let's listen to the whole thing. And it became us listening to the entirety of his new album.
Oh my God.
We listened to the entirety of Will Smith's new album. And let me tell you, it's a lot like Pretty Girls.
Oh.
But I want to say this. As a fan of Will Smith, he made extremely accessible hip hop for me.
He's cursing again.
Oh, well, there's
Or I
more
don't know
than
if
that.
he ever was cursing.
He
actually,
has
but he's cursing.
the first song on the album is called Interior Barbershop. And it's like, you know how in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme, he does like voices?
Yes.
Like he's like doing his mom's voice and he's doing like the bully's voice. He does voices. It's a whole song where he's doing voices as though people are talking about him in a barbershop about all the things that he's done, his controversies, his relationship with Jada, his kid, how he raises his kids, slapping Chris Rock. He talks about all of it in the third person as Will Smith while rapping. And I think it's kind of awesome.
I'm gonna have to hear it.
It's kind of great. I don't know that there's many other great tracks on the whole album.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a great album.
But I do think if you just held it
not a
side by
great
side
impression.
with
That was
like
pretty good. That was
like
pretty good.
Big Willie style, right?
Willie
Or
style was
Millennium, there it's the same.
And what
He
was
just-
the other one he had? It was like Lost and Found, I think.
Oh yeah,
Is that the
something
one
like-
that had hey?
Yeah,
That was the one
Switch.
with
No, wait, that was
on it.
Switch.
Hell
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's
it
right.
so it sounds like Will Smith. It sounds like there's a certain darker edge to some of the like the beats
All right.
and things. I don't know that it's good. The best song is far and away Pretty Girls because I don't think he knows what a woman is.
Oh my God. We'll see you next week.
Hold
No,
on. Is that my 10 seconds?
Wow.
I just, as soon as it started, I was listening to it and I said to my wife, I was like, I have a feeling at some point during this song, he's going to go, brown hair, red hair, any color.
He does
Like,
have a line like that, right? Doesn't he say
and then,
like
and then
chocolate,
literally
vanilla?
literally the start of the next verse was chocolate, vanilla, all girls are great. Like he's like tall ones, short ones, I don't even care. Like his whole take on it is like anti objectification hip hop. Like he has no opinion on women whatsoever. Everyone's fine.
I mess with that.
He's like ugly girls too. Like
I mess with that. I like that. That's cool.
it's kind of fun, except that I don't know if he understands the joke. Like if he was Spinal Tap,
He's not
right?
in on
And
the
then
joke.
Spinal Tap was a fake band and they wanted to make songs that sounded. Do you ever see Pop Star Never Stop Never
No, I
Stopping
don't
or
think
whatever?
I don't think I have.
It's a Lonely Island movie. It is fantastic. Like it's probably one of the last great comedies, and it's a mockumentary about Andy Samberg, who plays like a Justin Bieber style pop star, Justin Timberlake or whatever. And the music in it is so good because you believe that it might actually be a song. Like he does a charity song to support people in LGBTQ communities, but it's like he's like, oh yeah, I believe in this, that, and the other thing. I'm not gay, but I believe that and the other thing. Not gay. Like his whole thing, like the whole. But it's a great song. Like it's really catchy. That's what this album sounds like. Catchy songs, but you cannot believe that they're real. So I loved it. I had a great time. Will, if you're watching this, we would love to have you on the show. I think it's incredible. Yeah. I think it's
mean,
incredible.
I would love to come on the show. Yeah, you know.
It falls apart. It's
Yeah, it's
the,
not
yeah,
good.
the start. The
not
first
good.
part is good.
I mean, it's good. I mean, that's why I
yeah,
should
that's
stop.
good. That's
Just
good.
stop
People
right there.
exactly know who it is,
Yeah.
though. But man,
Ew.
so I also had a big
He
week.
should have had Stallone on there as well.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Imagine that collab.
Will Smith, he slapped him.
well-
that was weird.
It's nice to know that even when we're focused as a show, by the end of it, it just devolves back into what we do best.
It
which
has
is
to.
whatever this is. So
Hey, Scorpio Sky came back. That was great, man. But why does he look like Ricochet? I love the Japan stuff. Yeah, I watched all of it.
take us out. Take us home. Get us out.
Hey, everybody, thank you so much for watching and listening to this episode. If you want more of us, make sure to follow Creating Character Pod on Instagram and YouTube is a great place to watch this if you only like to listen. Amazing clips like the one about popping off your bros is probably going to be up there.
What?
And, and yeah, if you want more of me, search for James Willems on Instagram or Blue Sky, and it'll be the one that comes up that looks like this. Sky.
Yo, I'm on Blue Sky as well. I need to use that more.
I try. I just can't. I don't have the brain to do it.
At Scorpio Sky on Blue Sky, Instagram. I always screw this up. And Threads, Scorpio Sky Official on TikTok.
It's a shame you can't get Blue Scorpio Sky.
That would be dope.
That'd be great.
I need to use Blue Sky more.
Yeah.
Eric?
You can find me at Eric Bedour everywhere you get your social media. It's just mostly copy and the paste of the same stuff. Very weird animals, weird reshares on TikTok, strange things promoting Austin professional wrestling on Instagram. Everything you could ever want. Find me wherever you're at. But guys, we have to end this. This might go down. This might be one of our longest episodes. There was just so much
Really?
to talk about.
Wow. Well, I also want to say if you want to follow Will Smith, I think he's at Will Smith
He
on
doesn't need any
all
help. We
social
don't-
channels.
This show, you have it backwards. We don't need to promote Will Smith. Will Smith needs to promote us.
Facts.
You have it mixed up.
I don't know. Anyway, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Keep punching.